everybody, this week on ANN News Kids, I'm going to be talking about the Russia and the Ukraine war, Will Smith, China lockdown, and Europe's energy decisions. The country of the week is Mongolia, and Saddam was the first to guess it. Congratulations! In the Extra Fun segment, we are talking about the new app called Oncology. And in the Mandarin segment, we are talking about the basic greetings in Mandarin. We are talking to Mia and Laila, two amazing women in Egypt who started a food touring business with an amazing journey and advice. I really hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment below because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. The Russia-Ukraine war is becoming even more serious. Russian missiles targeted a train station, which was also a shelter center, killing more than 50 people and injuring many more. Some officials say that Russia has some kind of self-imposed pressure to gain a victory before May 9th. May 9th is the day that Russia celebrates its victory over Germany in the World War II. And because there's only 1 month left, that's why Russia is advancing and becoming even more harsh on Ukraine to achieve that victory. Last week we talked about Will Smith hitting Chris Rock during the Academy Awards and then resigning from the Academy. Now, the board of the Academy has decided that for 10 years, Will Smith will not be allowed to attend any events or even the Academy Awards. Will Smith accepted this decision by saying, "I accept and respect the Academy's decision." The European leaders agreed to refuse Russia's coal threats. The European Commission said that 45% of all Europe's natural gas imports and 25% of all of its oil imports come from Russia. Since the beginning of the war, the European Union has imported $38 billion or 35 billion euros worth of gas and oil from Russia. Since they have refused Russia's coal threats, they will find it hard to find a substitute. But now, because of pollution, coal's demand is reducing. So this could be a big step if Europe decides to replace it with renewable energy. China's approach to stamp out COVID-19 by shutting down big cities is risking China's economy as well as global supply chains. Shanghai, a city in China, has been closed for more than 2 weeks, and it doesn't look like it's going to open very soon. Many small businesses have been affected, and many of them have also gone out of business because of the lockdowns. Tesla and many other big Chinese and Taiwanese companies don't know when they can restart again. Port delays are getting worse and air freight rates are increasing. Hi everybody, this week in the Pre-Intro Career segment, we are interviewing Laila and Mia, who are two best friends who started a food touring business in Egypt. Their journey from being designers to food touring entrepreneurs is amazing, and I really hope you enjoy their advice and story. Thank you.
My name is Mariam Nizar, but everyone calls me Mia. I started off as a graphic designer, and now I co-own Bellies en Route with my best friend. And now I work as a full-time food tour guide / business owner.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm Layla. My last name is it's Layla Hasabullah, but everybody just calls me Layla, obviously. And I'm Mia's best friend, as you could already tell. And we started Bellies en Route together in 2016. And yeah, I also come from a graphic design background, but I did a complete career shift and we started our own business together.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Can you tell us more about what you do as like in Bellies en Route?
Yeah.
So we focus mainly on food tours. So our company, we only sell food tours to guests and tourists and travelers that come to, specifically now we run our business in Cairo. So we target tourists and travelers that come to Cairo, and we offer them food tours. So what the food tour entails is just introducing travelers and tourists who probably don't know anything about our cuisine to Egyptian cuisine in like a engaging and interesting kind of environment. They get to learn about our culture through the food itself. So we use food as a medium to introduce them to Egyptian culture.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know if Layla
wants to could you tell us a little bit?
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Could you tell us a bit about how you changed careers? Because for both of you, going to graphic design, going to be co-founders of Bellies en Route must have been a big change. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So we started out as designers and we worked in the design field for 7 to 8 years. It was a very slow transition. So instead of just like leaving everything, because obviously when you start working, you start having responsibilities and you have financial commitments. So basically we needed to still have a job, but we started Bellies en Route as a side thing that we did when we had the time to do it. It was a very slow start for us anyway, because not a lot of people knew about the business yet. So we weren't getting booked a lot at the start, and we were able to maintain our graphic design jobs until we got featured, actually. So we got featured on The Independent, which was a huge international feature. That was back in 2018. And that was basically the time we decided to finally quit our full-time jobs and turn this into our full-time thing, which is now our own business.
Wow, that's amazing.
And what do you enjoy the most about what you do, other than working with each other, of course?
Definitely working with each other is one of them.
Yeah.
Mia, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll go first. For me personally, one of the things that I love the most about my job is the fact that I get to meet so many different people from all over. It's a truly kind of like humbling experience when you meet people from other cultures. I got tongue-tied. And you basically you learn about other countries, you learn about how other people live their lives, and then you realize that there's so much to see in the world, but you also learn about how similar we are as human beings. And I think for me, that's just one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, wow. I definitely agree with Mia. I think the number one thing is the fact that we get to meet people from all over the world. So far in the past 5 years, we toured with people from over 50 different countries, actually. So that's always pretty amazing. And I think that the second part that I absolutely love is being able or having the opportunity to take these people from all over the world to my favorite places, to teach them about my city and take them to places that I love and feed them foods that I personally grew up eating, that my grandma cooked or that I ate in my family. That's also a super fun part.
Agreed.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you so much.
And could you... Wow. And could you tell us a bit about how COVID affected what you do?
Well, COVID was definitely a very unpleasant surprise, and I think because Egypt, one of like the main industries in Egypt is tourism, so that was kind of the first thing that took a hit. So we had to stop doing tours, unfortunately. But I don't know if, like, for me personally, I think it was, even though it was a very difficult situation and we had to hold off doing tours and we kind of had to stop working completely, but it gave us also an opportunity to think of ways to better our business, and it gave us time to kind of do other projects that we maybe were too busy doing tours to focus on. And we actually launched an online cookbook. So that was really fun to do. Trying out the recipes and writing them up, and then designing the book and launching it was a really fun experience for me. So I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think Layla would think the same.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And you said that you started Bellies on Route as a side project, but what made you decide to go with food? Because it's quite a big change.
Sorry, can you say the last part again? What made us decide to go with what?
To go with food, because it's it's quite a
Food.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like food.
food is definitely something that we feel very passionate about as two individuals in our personal lives. We love to eat, but what made us want to start Bellies en Route is the fact that we think food is one of the best ways to get to know a culture in an authentic way. So when we travel, we like to go on food tours. We like to go to authentic restaurants owned by locals that are not large international chains, but instead things or places that really teach you. Because what does everything in the world have in common? It's that we all eat and we all have different foods, but at the end of the day, we all sit on the table or sit on the floor or, sit somewhere and we eat, and we need it to survive. But it can be much, much more than survival. And it could be a really nice window into, different cultures.
Yeah, I think Layla summed it up perfectly.
Wow, that's an interesting way to look at food. It's amazing.
And finally, what is your advice to kids?
Well, I think for me is, and I know it sounds cliche, but if you have an idea, if you and you personally think that it's a very, very good idea, my advice is to try your best to actually really pursue it. So if you think that you have a really good business idea, then study it and pursue it. And even if it fails, that's fine. The important thing is that you did it, so that you don't have to wonder what if in the future.
And the advice I would give is really, like, when you work hard, things come to you, but also you need to always have the mindset of growth and the mindset of learning, because 10 years down the line, there will be things to learn. 20 years down the line, there will be things to learn. You need to have a mindset of learning that is consistent throughout your life, because there's always something to learn. So every time you level up, just look for the next thing that's going to help you level up even further.
Yeah. And my last piece of advice would be that work hard, but also remember to rest and to take some time off for yourself. And because at the end of the day, if you have like a booming business and everything is going well for you and you don't have anyone to share it with, like your friends or your family, then it's not going to be as fun. But if you also make time for yourself and for your friends and your family while you grow, at the end of the day, you'll have something to celebrate with people around you.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you so much, both of you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you, guys. It was lovely talking to you both.
Yeah.
You too.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was
Thank
a
you
really
guys so much for your time.
and have a really, really good day. And if you need anything, just let us know.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Wonderful day.
Thank you. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
La Mongolie est un pays d'Asie. Sa capitale est Ulaanbaatar et sa population est de 3 millions d'habitants. Plus d'un quart de population vit en nomade. Genghis Khan et Kublai Khan étaient mongolais. Le chameau de Baktrin à deux bosses est originaire de Mongolie. Les léopards de neige sont originaires en Mongolie et plus d'un tiers de population vit là-bas. Dans les années 1920, des restes des fossiles dinosaures et les premiers œufs de dinosaures étaient trouvés en Mongolie. Hi everybody, this week for the extra fun segment, I'm going to be telling you about a really fun game, an app called Linkology. You can find Linkology on the App Store or Google Play, and it's free to download. Aim to play it about 5 minutes per day. It's not good to play it for too long, but in a few months you'll see that your creativity will be boosted in whatever you do. It's a really fun game, and it was made by Bipin Mukund, who we also interviewed for the Spiritual Careers segment last year. There's also a website for Linkology, linkologyinc.com. The link is down in the description below, so you can check it out. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chinese segment. Last week was our first video for the Chinese segment, and we talked about the 4 tones. The first one, which was like a horizontal line, ah. The second one, a question-like tone, ah. The third one, like a valley, ah. And the fourth one, like a statement, ah. Today, we're going to be covering the basic greetings like hello, how are you, thank you, and goodbye. To start with, how to say hello. You've definitely heard this one before because it's very common. Ni hao. It's a third tone for ni and hao, and it goes like ni hao. The second one is how to say how are you. How are you is very similar to saying hello. Ni hao ma. Ni hao is the same as the one in hello, and ma is a word that is found a lot in questions. Ni hao ma. If someone asks you, ni hao ma, you would probably want to reply by saying, I'm good or I'm fine. And to say that, it's 我很好. 我 means I or me. We'll cover these in more detail in another segment. 很好 means good. Now I'm going to be telling you how to say thank you. Thank you is also very easy, just a repetition. 谢谢. 谢谢. And the final greeting that we're going to be learning today is goodbye. 再见. You might have heard me say 再见 at the end of the Chinese segment last week. Next week, we're going to be learning how to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to learn numbers. I really hope you enjoy. 再见.